Yes, good evening to everyone. So let's start today's session. So this is your first session of .NET Core. And in this lecture, I'm going to explain what we are going to cover actually in .NET Core. So which subjects are going to be covered and complete course details and introduction to .NET we will discuss in this session. So this session time is for only demo sessions 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Once we complete the demos, like after 1 week, okay. So first a few days, only 5 days demos are there, 4-5 days demos. Once demos completed, and next 4-5 days I will continue with the same timing, like 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. But once after completing this 7 to 10 sessions, so this session timing is going to be changed. That is from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is the permanent time for this batch. So why? Because I'm going to tell you this timing in the first day itself. Why? Because so you should not complain again the timing problem like that. Okay, so that's what I'm giving full clarity. Only for a few days you are going to attend 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. After few days, this session is going to be shift from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is the timing of actual timing of your sessions. So actual time is 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. But only for few days, first 7 to 10 days, I'm going to take the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is fixed. So now today I'm going to discuss about .NET Core. .NET Core. So first of all, before going to continue with the .NET Core, so .NET means what? What is .NET? So .NET is a framework tool. Okay. So first of all, .NET is a framework tool. Yes. .NET is a framework tool. .NET is a framework tool. .NET is the product of Microsoft. .NET is the product of Microsoft. Yes, it is completely product of Microsoft only. And .NET was announced by Bill Gates in the year of 2000. The first version of .NET was released in the year of 2002 only. So .NET is a framework tool. .NET is the product of Microsoft. .NET was announced by Bill Gates in the year of 2000. The first version of .NET was released in the year of 2002. Okay, that is the main. And .NET Core and .NET Framework. What is the main difference between Core and Framework? So it's very simple difference, sir. From 2002 to 2016, Microsoft provided only .NET Framework software from 2000 to 2016. From 2016 onwards, Microsoft has introduced .NET Core software. So framework means .NET Framework means it's completely platform dependent. .NET Core framework means it's completely platform independent. So whenever you develop any application using .NET Framework, that application can only be run on Windows kind of operating system because Windows is also product of Microsoft. When we go for .NET Core framework, then that supports multiple operating system, which can be run on any operating system like Windows, Unix, Linux, and Solar's other operating system also. That is the main difference when we go for .NET Framework and when we go for .NET Core framework. But I'm going to teach you all the topics and all the subjects which are related to .NET completely core framework through only. Yes. Why? Because nowadays companies are expecting .NET Core instead of .NET Framework. when we go for .NET Core framework, so which makes platform independent development of application. When we go for .NET framework, which makes platform dependent application development. So that's what I'm going to cover completely .NET Core only. Okay. So in this .NET Core basic package, what subjects I'm going to cover? First, let me discuss. First subject I'm going to discuss, that is C#.NET. So what is C#.NET here? So in this .NET Core package, you are going to learn one programming language, that is C#.NET. So throughout this course, our programming language is C#.NET only. So .NET framework supports lot of programming languages like VB.NET, J#, F#, Windows PowerShell, okay, JScript, Iron Ruby, what we can say, F#.NET, J#.NET, like that. But C#.NET is most powerful programming language, which can be used in real time, mostly this C#.NET only to write logic part for .NET applications. That's what we are focusing on, C#.NET mainly. So what is C#.NET here? C#.NET is a completely programming language. Yes, to develop any software application, we need some coding. That coding we can do with what? C#.NET programming language. C#.NET is a programming language which is used to develop, or which is used to write coding part for the application development. Coding part for the application development. Yes, coding part for the application development. C#.NET is a programming language which is used to write coding part for the application development. Throughout to .NET Core, we are going to use complete programming purpose. We are going to use C#.NET language only. Next subject is ASP.NET Core. Yes. So ASP.NET Core. ASP.NET Core with MVC. Yes, this I'm going to cover with MVC. ASP.NET Core with MVC. So ASP.NET means what? It's not a programming language. ASP.NET means active server page. ASP.NET means active server page. It's not a programming language. It is completely web development framework. Web development framework here. ASP.NET Core with MVC. ASP.NET is a web development framework with MVC. MVC means model view control. Yes, compulsory. So this architectural pattern through, I'm going to explain all ASP.NET Core. So MVC applications. MVC stands for model view controller. MVC pattern I'm going to use in complete web development process with ASP.NET. So whenever we use MVC pattern, model view controller, so it is easy to implement the application. Okay, here model represent database. Model represent what? Database. View represent presentation. Presentation layer. View represent presentation layer. That means UI, user interfaces. And controller represent action methods. Controller represent action methods. So logic code completely we are going to write using action methods or logic code. This is possible with C#.NET code. So if you want to learn ASP.NET framework, web development framework with MVC architectural pattern, so compulsory what is prerequisite subject means C#.NET. Because look at this, in MVC model represent database. We are using database purpose SQL server. Yes, this is also is a part of our content SQL server. And view means presentation layer, that is UI. UI means like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap. This UI technologies also I'm going to conduct 10-day sessions in the context of ASP.NET Core with MVC, sir. Okay, 10 sessions I'm going to cover with all complete UI basics, which is required for our ASP.NET Core with MVC. So without C#.NET knowledge, you cannot go for ASP.NET Core with MVC. Okay. Compulsory C#.NET language is prerequisite subject for learning ASP.NET Core with MVC. So once we complete C#.NET, so and also SQL Server, we will go for ASP.NET Core with MVC. So SQL Server also I'm going to cover complete SQL Server, not basics of SQL Server. SQL Server is compulsory required for every .NET programmer. I'm going to cover SQL Server topics from the basic to advanced level SQL Server programming. So you can also become a SQL Server developer once you complete this SQL Server course also. So I will tell you that actual plan, what subjects I'm going to cover in weekdays. Okay, weekend also what subject I'm going to cover. I'll give you full clarity now. So this is second subject. It is used to develop web applications only. Web application means the application which will provide services over the web is called web application. In .NET to develop web application, we need ASP.NET compulsory with core only. Core means, as I said, that core makes platform dependent application. Only frameworks makes .NET framework when we use, that is platform dependent only, sir. So that's what I'm using ASP.NET Core with MVC pattern. MVC is a design pattern. Using this design pattern only, we are going to build a web application. Okay, yes, ASP.NET is not a programming language. It is a framework. What framework means? Web development framework. This ASP.NET framework will provide lot of libraries. If you want to consume ASP.NET libraries, we need a programming language, that is C#.NET. So along with C#, we are going to build ASP.NET web applications. And next, what I'm going to cover in this ASP.NET Core with MVC, we are also cover ASP.NET Core with Entity Framework also. Entity Framework, EF. Entity Framework, we can say that. This is Entity Framework. This will make communication from front-end application to back-end application. Generally, in every development, front-end and back-end things will be there. Front-end means generally we can consider as presentation layer, that is UI, HTML, CSS, all these things. And the back-end means C#.NET logic is back-end, and also SQL Server is also purely back-end. So to communicate from front-end application to back-end application, who is required means Entity Framework is required. Okay, this also I'm going to cover. And most important thing is nowadays ASP.NET Core Web API. Web API is nothing but we are going to generate APIs. Yes. So to generate APIs, we use Web API according to .NET to generate the APIs. So nowadays APIs will play the major role in real time. So APIs is nothing but application programming interface. So API stands for application programming interface. Application programming interface, we can say that. Using this APIs only, we can communicate from one application to another application. That's what we need. Web API subject also, if you want to generate APIs in the context of .NET. So ASP.NET Core with Web API, I'm going to cover. And finally, I'm going to cover ADO.NET also. Yes, ADO.NET is there. So it stands for ActiveX Data Object. Without MVC also, we can able to communicate with the database. That's what we are using ADO.NET, ActiveX Data Object. So we don't use MVC pattern here. Directly, we are having two-layer approach, that is presentation layer and database access layer. Directly, we can communicate by using ADO.NET. Every .NET programmer must and should aware of that ADO.NET connectivity and also MVC with Entity Framework connectivity, so that you will get full clarity how to communicate with the database. Finally, we are going to cover complete SQL Server classes. SQL Server classes means database tool. It is completely database tool. So every .NET programmer, at least he should have the minimum idea about database, that is SQL Server. Why we recommend SQL Server in .NET learning process means most of the .NET applications in real time, they'll use SQL Server only, because SQL Server is also product of Microsoft. This is our subjects in this .NET Core. So you are going to learn C#.NET, ASP.NET Core with MVC, ASP.NET Core with Entity Framework, ASP.NET Core with Web API, along with ADO.NET and SQL Server. These topics I'm going to cover in our .NET Core sessions. Okay, so the duration of this course, okay, to cover this all the subjects which I have written here, the duration of the course is minimum 4 months, maximum 4.5 months. So it will take, sir, compulsory. If you have any time constraint, okay, if you want to finish that 1 month or 2 months, means better to discontinue from these sessions. Don't expect from me to complete the course within 2 months or 2.5 months like this. I cannot finish. I'm very sorry for that, because the subjects are vast and the syllabus is vast. So we need to cover everything from scratch, basic to intermediate level programming, advanced level programming. Completely we will cover, including basics and object-oriented programming principles and MVT architecture and web API, everything we need to cover in detail. So that's what obviously it will take minimum 4 to 4.5 months duration of this .NET Core sessions. Okay, yes. So this is our subjects which I'm going to cover. So first, your class time is, as I said that in the beginning session only today. Okay, so I am going to tell you again, those who joined late for these sessions. So your actual class time is 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is regular timing, sir. This will never change. Once we shift into 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., this will never change. Okay, once from today onwards, you are going to attend a few days 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. only. This is temporary slot, temporary timing slot. Okay, so this 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. only, I will conduct few sessions, like 7 to 10 sessions I am going to conduct at this time, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Once we complete 7 to 10 sessions, your actual batch time is, this is only, sir, fix it. Okay, again, you should not ask me why you change the time like this, because I'm telling in the demo lecture only. If you are interested with this time, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. continuation time, this is final time, this is, you can continue. So I cannot continue in upcoming days 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is only for few days only, 7 days to 10 days. I can go for this 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Later this batch will be shifted into 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is fixed. Okay, yes. Next, I'm going to take every day, the session time is 1 hour. Okay, first a few days 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Then next continuation session 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. 1 hour session is there, and every session is going to be recorded. That recorded video we will upload to your Google Drive daily basis. After completion of classes on the same day itself, you will get the recorded video clearly. You can able to download that video also clearly. Lifetime access will be there, and along with soft copy of C#.NET PDF, ASP.NET Core with MVC PDF, ASP.NET with Entity Framework, everything in the PDF, it will be there. But our plan of the lectures is actually classes will regularly takes place Monday to Saturday. Okay, Sunday is the only holiday, and Monday to Thursday. Listen, Monday to Thursday. Not now. After a few days, I'm going to implement this policy. Like Monday to Thursday, C#.NET sessions will be continuous, sir. And every Friday, after 1 week or 2 weeks, if this is going to be implemented, every Friday and Saturday. Every Friday and Saturday, SQL Server sessions will be conducted. Why? Because in the middle of our .NET Core syllabus, we will introduce database communication also. For that, you should be ready with SQL Server concepts also, sir. So without SQL Server concepts, we cannot communicate with the database. No. So that's what I'm making you ready with the C#.NET logic with SQL Server. Then it will easy to learn ASP.NET, MVC, Entity Framework, Web API, everything once you have SQL Server idea. So Monday to Thursday, C#.NET sessions I'll cover. Every Friday and Saturday, SQL Server sessions I'll cover. And SQL Server means, don't think so it's a basics of SQL Server only, how much needed for a .NET learning process. No, it's complete SQL Server, sir. Basics of SQL Server like basic commands, DDL, DML, DQL, DCL commands, constraint, joins, triggers, views, okay, indexers, stored procedures, everything will be covered in detail SQL Server sessions, not only basics of SQL Server sessions. That is very important. You have to notice. So this is about our complete batch details and which subjects I'm going to cover in entire the .NET Core syllabus. Whatever the subjects I have written here, okay, these subjects I'm going to cover with .NET Core platform. Okay, I'm not going to cover with the .NET framework because most of the companies are asking what .NET Core only instead of .NET framework. But we are using .NET Core means it doesn't mean that there is no .NET framework. .NET framework also there. So .NET framework means which will support only Windows operating system, that is platform dependent style. .NET Core framework means once we develop the logic with .NET Core framework, that is platform independent style. Independent style means which can be run on any operating system clearly with .NET Core framework. That is the main logic actually here. Okay, yes. So our language is C#.NET, I said, but .NET is the framework tool which supports different types of programming language like C#.NET, VB.NET, J#.NET, F#.NET, C++.NET. Many languages will support by .NET framework. But most of the cases in real-time development of .NET application, programmers use C#.NET programming language only. Why? Because C#.NET programming language is most powerful programming language. It's almost equal to Java. Yes, how we have object-oriented programming features, functional-oriented programming features, everything will be there in C#.NET. It's powerful language. So now coming to this, generally .NET, as I said, that .NET is the product of Microsoft. .NET stands for Network Enabled Technology. .NET stands for Network Enabled Technology, we can say that. Or network enterprise technology also we can call it as. But according to Microsoft, there is no official abbreviation of .NET. So only the programmers will call it as network enabled technology or network enterprise technology. But according to Microsoft, there is no abbreviation for .NET. We can say .NET only. And I'm saying that the first version of .NET was released in the year of 2002. I'm saying that from 2002 to 2015, okay, 2002 to 2015, completely Microsoft announced new frameworks, that is .NET frameworks only, which makes platform independent based application. Platform dependent only. Platform dependent means which can be able to run on only Windows operating system like this. From 2002, the first version of .NET framework, to 2015, .NET framework only there. There was no .NET Core framework, which makes platform independent style. Dependent means which will run on only Windows operating system, no other operating system. Okay. From 2016 onwards, Microsoft was announced .NET Core platform. This is one more framework, .NET Core framework, which makes the applications are what actually platform independent style only. Platform independent, which can be run on all operating systems. This is the main logic. So we are going to cover .NET Core, not .NET framework. If you want, you can also write same code with .NET framework platform only. There is no changes in the coding style. Only support changes will be there. So even any type of application you can create, like console, web application, Windows Forms application, no problem at all. But only the thing is selection process will be changed. While creating the application, if you select .NET framework, which makes platform dependent, if we select .NET Core framework, which makes platform independent. I'm saying that I'm going to discuss all .NET Core style only because nowadays it is very important for every upcoming developers, because companies are all shifting into core platform only nowadays. They're asking .NET Core platform only, not framework. But coding is and logic is same. Even if you go over .NET framework or .NET Core framework, coding style and logic and everything will be same. There is no change much more. Okay, this is the main thing actually. From 2016 onwards, .NET Core is available. Core was available, and .NET Core versions also there. I will discuss in the upcoming session, mostly tomorrow. .NET Core versions are there, lot of versions.
.NET Core 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 3.1, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0 like that. And C#.NET framework, C#.NET versions also there, .NET framework versions also there, along with Visual Studio versions also required, because all the development process like programming language, ASP.NET development with MVC, entity framework, web API development, ADV.NET, database connectivity, everything we are going to use an editor tool called Visual Studio, sir. Yes. So this editor tool I strongly recommend. So this is editor tool. That name is called Visual Studio editor tool. We can say that Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is an editor tool which is used to write .NET code and execute .NET code. So total development of .NET Core applications we can do with Visual Studio. Visual Studio versions also there. I'll explain in tomorrow's session, but mostly we use Visual Studio 2022. This is the latest version of Visual Studio 2022. This is editor tool, we can say that Visual Studio 2022 clearly. Visual Studio 2022 I'm using. Okay, yes. So Visual Studio 2022 and .NET Core 6 only. So I'm trying to tell you, you are going to learn .NET 6. Okay, if anybody asks you what version of .NET you are going to learn, means you should say, I'm going to learn .NET 6. .NET 6 means it is called core only, not framework. Catch my point. So if anybody says .NET 6, .NET 7 means that indicates that they are saying like core platform only. It's not about framework. .NET 6 means it's a completely core framework only. It's not framework, not normal framework, not it is core framework only. .NET 7 also there. So it was released in 2023 only, .NET 7. But I don't recommend to learn .NET 7 now itself, because you should learn behind 2 versions or 1 version at least in reality, because so even companies are not using .NET Core 7. That means .NET 7. So that is completely what we can say beta version, and that are not used by any companies. So that's what I recommend .NET 6 or older version. If you learn .NET 6 at this stage, so you will come to know that after 1 year, 2 years, once the companies are starting usage of .NET 7, so that will be clear, understandable. So as a developer, I strongly recommend to learn only behind 1 version or 2 versions. It is better to understand in upcoming changes, whatever implemented by Microsoft, what changes are coming to new releases, you can understand easily here. And if you learn .NET 7 advanced version, then no companies are using .NET 7, means no use of learning process of .NET 7. That's what I don't recommend that .NET 7, sir, clearly. So .NET 6 is the better way to learn. Okay, yes. Yeah, C#.NET means I don't recommend to use C#.NET only. C# with SQL how to learn. Got my point, Mr. Sai Teja? Because in the middle of C#.NET, we will communicate with database connectivity. Without database connectivity, you cannot understand complete concept actually. So that's what I recommend, better to go with C# with SQL Server. WPF, WCF will not cover. So instead of that, we will focus on Windows Forms application with ADV.NET. Got my point? So Windows WPF is an extension of Windows Forms, but WCF is not going to be covered. Instead of WCF, we are covering Web API, no? So that is Web Service is the old. Web Service extension is WCF. WCF extension is Web API. It is Web API. Right now, nowadays, we are using Web API, not WCF. It's gone. Windows Communication Foundation, Web Services point of view. So note this point. What is according to current trend? I'm going to cover all the topics. Okay, we have a lot of concepts in the older version of .NET Core, but you have to notice that what I'm trying to say that. So according to current trend, what the companies are expecting from the .NET developer, that only that versions only I'm going to cover clearly. You have to notice that. So this is about a very basic introduction session today. Okay, so this I'm going to cover the topics and subjects and everything. C# with SQL only, it will take minimum 2 months. Means along with C# and parallelly every week, weekends, Friday and Saturday, SQL Server also there. No, it will take around 50 days to 60 days. It will take only ASP.NET with Core MVC. Entity framework, web API, it will take 2.5 months minimum after that. So these are the subjects, and this is our plan of sessions, and which we will be conduct. And this is the basic introduction of .NET. Okay, so now it's time to your turn, so you can able to ask any question regarding this. And tomorrow onwards, our actual sessions will be start. I'll give you complete introduction of .NET Core sessions. So what is there, and if time permit, tomorrow only I will start the coding part of C#.NET completely. So now tell me what is your doubts, and any kind of doubts we have, you can ask me. Switch on your mic and you can ask me, or else you can type in chat box so that I can read your question and I will tell you the answer clearly. So this is our plan of this .NET Core session. Once again, I'm telling you, these lectures continue with 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. from tomorrow onwards for few days, at least 7 to 10 days only. After 7 to 10 days, the session timing is completely changed. That is regular times 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. You have to note this point also very importantly. Again, you should not ask me why you change the timings like this. That's what I'm telling in the demo lecture only first day itself. So already 7 p.m. batch is going. Okay, so you are going to be joined along with them in future. That is the reason. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me now. Yeah. We will go for project development all by including C#.NET syllabus concept into ASP.NET Core. In that project development will be there. Okay, yes, obviously. So we'll include completely. Once I start ASP.NET, yes, daily notes also you will get whichever I'm typing notepad, but mainly introduction session, no, that's what I'm typing notepad code mostly. But if you want daily notes also, we will send. And already there, this all the things which I'm writing now in my PDF. So once your enrollment process is over, C#.NET PDF, I'll upload to your mail. That's it. And every day the session recorded video will be uploaded on the same day itself only, sir. That is for sure. I'm not sure about that. CI/CD means, tell me, make it clear. Make it clear so that I can give the answer. No deployment. Sorry, I'm really sorry. No deployment. Only development of project we are going to cover in according to ASP.NET Core with MVC pattern. So if you go for .NET full stack, they might be there that included everything in detail, but it's not full stack with this .NET Core basic package. So that's what we covered. Only one language, programming language C#, one framework with MVC ASP.NET, with entity framework, web API, SQL Server, and ADV.NET. And the basics of UI, because to understand the presentation layer in the development of application, web application, HTML, CSS, how to inject bootstrap libraries, jQuery libraries, how to include in the web development process, that you must and should aware of that. So any kind of project. So I can't say that now. Okay, it's kind of shopping portal or any kind of, we have to check it and we have to start it. C# and C#.NET are both are same. Okay, so C# is the product of .NET framework related only, you know. So why? Because in C# language we use .NET framework libraries only. That's what C#.NET is. C# is a language, programming language. How C, C++, Python, Java is there, same like C#. It's language which can be used commonly in .NET. How the Java programmers use Java language, we are using C# language. How the Java people will use JSP servlets, we are using ASP.NET. How the Java people will use like what we can say Hibernate, I think so, ORM tool, that is, we use entity framework. How the Java people will use JDBC concept, we use ADO.NET. How Java people use Oracle, we use SQL Server. That is same. How the Java people will use RESTful API, we use Web API. Same. The terminology will be changed, subject will be changed. Okay. So this is the first demo today. Just very basic and fundamental things I covered in this. I have not entered into the .NET main topics. Okay, tomorrow we will try to discuss introduction to .NET completely, main topic. Even meanwhile, if you want to watch my demo video lectures, you can please visit the DurgaSoft official YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and DurgaSoft you can type, and there you can find the playlist. In that playlist, I have recently started 7 p.m. .NET Core batch. There 5 videos they were uploaded. You can be able to watch that videos also for clarity. Even though same things I'll cover for your batch also, no problem at all. This video also they might be uploading YouTube channel. First a few videos, 4 to 5 videos they'll upload for every batch. After that, regular session will be continued. So still any more questions, you can feel free to ask me. Tomorrow and upcoming sessions also, you can able to join on the same link. You can use the same link at same time, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. from tomorrow. For next 4 days, you can join for 5 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So once completed demos, the link will be changed. We will give a short link, that is GoToMeeting link. So within the 4 to 5 demos after attending, you have to decide that whether you want to join in the class or not. So only enrolled students, we will send a new link after 4 to 5 days on. We will update you that things in the classroom itself. So you can continue from tomorrow on the same link at same time, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. for more clarity, more details. After that, you can decide that. I'll wait for a few more minutes here. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Sir, only C# it will take how many days, sir?
That's what I'm saying. Only C#.NET because every week, Thursday, Friday, Thursday to Monday to Thursday, we will cover C#.NET. But you have to join for SQL Server also, because Friday and Saturday SQL Server sessions will be there. Only C#.NET, it's not work out for you because database communication is must. So I recommend to you SQL Server also, same parallel.
Both SQL and C# it will take 2 months, sir?
Minimum 2 months, 45 days to 2 months it will take.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
If you miss the classes, can we get the recording videos? Yes, daily, whether you join or not a matter, but we will keep on sending the videos daily basis once we collect your mails clearly. But please attend regularly. So at the end of the day, you will receive the recording videos, all the students, enrolled students. Recording videos will be there. That videos have lifetime access. No renewal process and all. Yes. So thanks for attending this session. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow again. You can use the same link at same time, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. I will update you more things in tomorrow's session clear.
Sir,
tell me.
In this package, Angular is not covered, sir?
No, not covered. So if you want Angular and other frameworks also, then we have to take full stack.NET, but there is no full stack.NET in our institute right now. So I'm going to cover only .NET Core basic package.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes. That's all for now today. So have a nice time. See you tomorrow again. You can use the same link at same time.
Okay, thank you, sir.